Welcome to episode 5 of Custody for Cash, Children's Lives Matter. My name is Judy Laura Fisher, the host. We're going to talk about our last episode, which was number 4 episode. In our last episode, it was about the Pennsylvania statewide adoption and permanency network. That is a website that anyone can go on to and click on and pick a child for adoption. We've had a real big problem with this, and I've been very upset about this, and I've talked about it in our other episode, but I want to touch base because something happened this week, and I want to let the listeners know. Well, I found out through one of our listeners that there is actual commercial that is promoting this website of children for sale in adoption, where you can just go on this website and you can go on it without any filters or anything and look at the children and actually find out a profile of the children. And they are underage children and they're being sold, actually trafficked. And I was shocked to find out that it's an actual commercial also, which is very upsetting to me. Like I said in our other episode, we teach our children not to put their self out there on the internet and to give important information about yourself on the internet because they're minors. And we have adults and we have a state of Pennsylvania through children and youth that is doing this, and it's just not what it should be being done. It's just disturbing to me and many other people. Also, if you go on this website and you click on any child, it tells you that this child is not legally able to be adopted at this point when you're reading it, but right below that it says this child can be. So that means their rights are not terminated yet. Their children's rights are not terminated. Their parents' rights are not terminated yet, but it means that it could be. I got a call from a mother this week, and her children were taken into custody about 9 months ago. And I've been told that if your child is in the system more than a year, or even if it hits a year, that they will go up on this website, and it takes a year for your kid to be in the system. And that is where the problem is. Children and youth keep the children in the system, so it makes a year that they're in the system, and then they put them up on this website when the parents' rights were not even terminated. So that is wrong. And like I said in my last podcast, they're putting masks on these children. They're turning children backwards and taking photographs of the children so that parents don't recognize that it's their child on this website. How wrong is that? Well, the mother called me this week and told me that the foster mother of her 2 children, a little boy and a little girl, very young ages, 5 and 7, that adoption agency called the foster mother asking her questions about the children that she's a foster mother to. Questions like, what do they like? Like a profile, like they're putting a profile together. Well, here's the fear of this mother. Next week will be almost May 1st, well, a week and a half. And May 2nd makes a year that these children are in the system. So what's happening now is that foster mother is hitting a year of having those children. The website is looking at these children to put them up on the website. So the adoption agency already contacted the foster family to put these children up for adoption. So now we have a young mother who's going to be daily in a frantic panic looking up on this website to look for her own little children, even if they have a mask or if they're turned backwards. Because if you go on this website, you'll see children turned backwards, so the parents do not recognize them. So I'm going to give you that website again. It's Pennsylvania Statewide Adoption and Permanency Network. All you have to do is Google that to see what is giving me panic for children and having parents call me because their child is hitting a year and they're now looking on the website to see if their child is on that website because their rights were not terminated, but the year has came that children and youth have kept them in the system. I'm sharing this with you so that you know what is going on and you can be then looking for your child so that you can file a motion or you can get an attorney, which I recommend that you yourself file the motion. Absolutely file a motion. If you don't know how, I can tell you how. I can't do it for you. I can give you some guidance in that, and I encourage that you try to stop that before it happens, because once that child is adopted and your parental rights are terminated, that's where it's going to get very, very messy and very, very hard to get the child back. My name is Judy Laura Fisher on Facebook, JudyLorah, and Custody for Cash, Children's Lives Matter on Facebook. That's the way you can contact me. Thank you for listening.